Imagine waking up one morning trying to get out of bed and realizing your legs just don't respond the way they used to. It's a scary feeling. But what if I told you that you can rebuild leg strength, improve balance, and even enhance circulation without leaving your bed? And for anyone over 70, these exercises can actually work better than long walks because they target the exact muscles that keep you steady and confident on your feet. Let's talk about 5 simple bed exercises that gently strengthen your legs, support your joints, and help you stay active without stressing your knees or hips. These are perfect if you've got stiffness, arthritis, low energy, or just want to stay independent and strong. The first thing you want to understand is that leg weakness doesn't come from age itself. It comes from disuse, poor circulation, and gradual muscle atrophy. Once you start activating these muscles again, especially the stabilizers in your hips and thighs, the body starts waking up, nerves fire better, blood flow improves, and you regain strength faster than most people expect. And the best part is, you can do all of this before you even get out of bed. Let's start with the first movement, gentle ankle pumps. This looks ridiculously simple, but it's extremely powerful. Just lie back, stretch your legs out, and slowly flex your feet up and down. You're waking up the calf muscles, which act as one of the biggest natural pumps for circulation. Better circulation means better nutrient delivery, better healing, and more strength. Do this for about 20 to 30 seconds. You'll feel warmth building in the legs as the blood flow increases. Next, slide one heel up toward your glutes, then slide it back down. This is a bed-friendly version of a hamstring curl. Most people over 70 stop using their hamstrings without even realizing it. That's one of the reasons walking becomes harder. These muscles stabilize your hips and knees. The slower you do this movement, the more you activate deep muscle fibers. Try 10 slow reps on each leg. You might feel tightness at first, but that's completely normal. Your legs are waking up again. Now let's move to leg lifts, but gentle ones. Keep one leg straight, point your toes slightly upward, and slowly lift it just a few inches off the mattress, then lower it. You don't have to lift high. Even 2 or 3 inches is enough to engage the hip flexors and the quadriceps. These 2 muscle groups are essential for preventing falls. If you ever feel unsure when climbing stairs or standing from a chair, it's usually these muscles that need attention. Do 8 to 12 slow lifts on each side, breathing naturally. Then there's a movement that seniors often skip but absolutely need, the inner thigh squeeze. Place a pillow between your knees and gently squeeze it. Hold for 2 seconds, then relax. This activates the adductor muscles, the ones that support your hips and help maintain balance. When these muscles weaken, people tend to shuffle, sway, or feel unstable. A simple pillow squeeze can reactivate them safely. Do this for 15 to 20 repetitions. And finally, the glute press. Bend your knees slightly, keep your feet flat, and gently squeeze your glutes. You're not lifting your hips, just squeezing. This is incredibly important because your glutes are the foundation for standing, walking, and preventing falls. Strong glutes also relieve pressure from the lower back and knees. Hold each squeeze for about 2 seconds and repeat 15 times. This is one of the fastest ways to improve mobility without strain. When you combine these 5 movements, ankle pumps, heel slides, gentle leg lifts, inner thigh squeezes, and glute presses, you're covering circulation, strength, stability, and joint support all at once. Most seniors notice better balance, less stiffness, and easier walking within days, not months, because these exercises target exactly where age-related weakness begins. If you do these every morning before getting out of bed, you're giving your muscles a warm up, your joints gentle lubrication, and your nervous system a signal that the body is alive, active, and ready to move. It's one of the simplest routines, yet one of the most powerful ways to stay strong well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. For seniors over 70, the idea that walking is the best or only way to maintain leg strength has been repeated for so long that most people don't question it. Walking is great, of course, but the truth is, once you reach a certain age, walking alone doesn't activate the muscles that actually keep you balanced upright and protected from falls. In fact, long walks can sometimes overuse the wrong muscles while leaving the deeper stabilizer muscles completely untouched. That's why targeted bed exercises often deliver better results. They go after the exact areas where weakness usually begins, especially in the hips, inner thighs, glutes, and lower legs. These are the muscles that quietly decline over the years, not because of age itself, but because daily life stops stimulating them. Once you begin reactivating these stabilizers, you start to feel stronger, more grounded, and more confident in your movement. When you're over 70, joint stress becomes a big concern. Walking puts repetitive pressure on the knees, ankles, and hips. If you already struggle with arthritis, stiffness, or past injuries, that pressure adds up quickly. Bed exercises remove the weight of gravity and allow your muscles to fire without grinding the joints. This makes the movements not only safer, but actually more efficient, because your body can focus on muscle activation rather than pain avoidance. Most seniors don't realize how much their gait changes when joints hurt. The body compensates, shifts weight awkwardly, and uses the wrong muscles to move forward. Over time, this creates even more imbalance. When you do exercises in bed, your joints are supported and relaxed. The nervous system is calmer. This allows weaker muscles to switch back on without interference. You're not fighting gravity, you're not forcing steps, and you're not relying on momentum. Every small movement becomes intentional, controlled, and therapeutic. This is why many people notice improvements faster with gentle floor or bed work compared to long daily walks. It's like giving the body a tune-up instead of just pushing it forward. Another benefit is how well these exercises support circulation. Once past 70, circulation naturally decreases, especially in the legs. Walking can help, but only if your calves are working properly. If the calves are weak, the blood flow doesn't improve much and the legs stay cold, stiff, or swollen. Bed exercises, especially ankle pumps or slow, controlled movements, engage the calves more effectively than regular walking. The calf muscles act as a natural pump that pushes blood back toward the heart. When this pump isn't active, swelling and fatigue show up. But when you activate it intentionally, circulation improves, inflammation goes down, and nutrients finally reach the tissues that need repair. A lot of people over 70 experience something called neuromuscular disconnection. This simply means the brain loses communication with certain muscles because they're not being used regularly. This is one of the biggest reasons people feel unsteady, even if they believe they're walking every day. Walking doesn't fix this type of disconnection, but slow, deliberate bed exercises do. When you isolate a muscle and move it gently, the nerve pathways wake up again. The brain becomes more aware of the legs, coordination improves, balance improves, and suddenly everyday tasks feel easier and safer. One of the deep stabilizer groups that walking rarely targets is the hip muscles. These include the adductors on the inner thighs, the small glute muscles around the hip, and the hip flexors that help lift the legs. When these muscles weaken, people start shuffling instead of stepping. They sway when they stand. They lean on furniture for support. They lose confidence. Bed exercises allow you to strengthen these stabilizers without discomfort or fear of falling. The mattress supports your body so you can focus on the muscles themselves, and because the movements are small and controlled, even someone with significant weakness can start slowly, safely, and successfully. Another overlooked area is the glutes. The glute muscles are essential for standing up, walking upstairs, and preventing falls. But as people age, these muscles often shut down from lack of use. Walking doesn't fix this because most people barely use their glutes when they walk. They rely on momentum and the thigh muscles instead. Bed exercises like gentle glute squeezes or small leg lifts activate the glutes directly. Once the glutes wake up again, stability dramatically improves. People describe feeling more supported, as if their legs suddenly feel stronger beneath them. This isn't imagination, it's simply the body reconnecting to muscles that have been asleep for years. There's also a psychological benefit. Many seniors hesitate to exercise because they fear losing balance, falling, or straining something. They've had enough experiences with pain or instability to be cautious. Bed exercises remove that fear completely. When you're lying down, there's no risk of falling. That sense of safety allows you to move more freely and consistently. And consistency is what rebuilds strength. Even 5 minutes a day in bed can create results faster than forcing yourself to take long walks that leave you tired or uncomfortable. Another thing to consider is energy levels. A lot of people over 70 struggle with low energy. Walking requires a certain amount of stamina, but gentle bed exercises actually boost energy rather than drain it. They stimulate blood flow, wake up the nervous system, and warm the joints. Many seniors notice that after doing these movements, standing up feels easier, getting dressed feels easier. The body feels more awake because the muscles have already been activated before starting the day. There's also the reality that not every senior can walk long distances. Some have joint replacements. Some have balance issues. Some rely on a cane or walker. Others simply don't feel safe outdoors. Bed exercises remove all those barriers. No weather issues, no uneven sidewalks, no fear of fatigue halfway through a walk. You can do these movements first thing in the morning, before a nap, or before bed. You can do them in your own home without equipment, without assistance, and without discomfort. This leads to more frequency, and frequency leads to improvement. When you combine all of these factors, reduced joint stress, better activation of deep stabilizers, improved circulation, safer movement, stronger neuromuscular connection, and greater consistency, you get a routine that often works better than walking for restoring leg strength in seniors over 70. These gentle exercises do what walking can't. They target the root causes of weakness instead of just repeating the same steps that may be contributing to imbalance. They go deeper, they work smarter, and they align perfectly with how the aging body responds to low-impact intentional movement. Simple movements like ankle pumps, heel slides, and gentle leg lifts may look almost too easy, but they work on the exact problem most seniors over 70 face: dormant muscle fibers that haven't been used in years. When these fibers stop firing, you don't just lose strength, you lose coordination, balance, circulation, and the ability to move with confidence. The beauty of these simple bed exercises is that they reawaken those fibers without putting stress on your joints. And when muscles begin firing again, everything from walking to standing up from a chair becomes noticeably easier. Think about how most people over 70 move throughout the day. They tend to use the same motion patterns over and over. Getting up, sitting down, taking short steps around the house, maybe walking a bit outside. These actions rely heavily on the same surface muscles. The deeper muscles, especially the stabilizers and smaller fibers that control precision and balance, are hardly engaged. Over time, these underused muscles weaken, and the nervous system stops communicating with them as strongly. This is why even a simple misstep can lead to instability. The body has forgotten how to activate the muscles that protect you. This is where gentle, strategic bed exercises come in. Movements like ankle pumps may appear appear simple, but they force your calves and lower legs to contract in ways that walking often doesn't. These contractions trigger the calf pump mechanism, which pushes blood upward toward the heart. That alone boosts circulation, reduces swelling, and delivers more oxygen and nutrients to the muscles. This can lead to better healing, less stiffness, and a feeling of warmth and vitality through the legs. When circulation improves, nerves function better as well, which is crucial for mobility. Heel slides, which involve drawing one heel toward the hips and then extending it again, target the hamstrings and the long muscles along the back of the legs. These muscles are used constantly in walking, but only partially. Most seniors barely bend their knees when they walk, so the hamstrings never get a full range of motion. Over the years, they tighten and weaken. Heel slides retrain them in a smooth, controlled way. This helps loosen the back of the legs, making steps longer and smoother. It also reduces knee strain because weak hamstrings force the knees to work harder. By reactivating these muscles, you support the knee joint and make movement pain-free. Leg lifts, even tiny ones just a few inches off the bed, are one of the simplest ways to wake up the quadriceps and hip flexors. These two muscle groups are directly responsible for lifting your legs during walking and stepping up onto curbs or stairs. When they weaken, people begin shuffling or dragging their feet, increasing fall risk. But a slow, controlled leg lift creates a deep contraction right where it's needed most. When done daily, this starts teaching the brain how to recruit these muscle fibers. Over time, the legs begin lifting more easily, the steps feel lighter, and daily activities become less tiring. Another powerful effect of these simple exercises is their influence on the neuromuscular system. As we age, the brain becomes less efficient at sending signals to certain muscles, especially the smaller stabilizers. This isn't because of age alone, it's mostly due to inactivity. Muscles that aren't used regularly lose their connection with the brain. It's similar to a light switch that hasn't been touched in a long time. It still works, but you have to activate it for the current to flow. Bed exercises force these muscle fibers to communicate again with the nervous system. Each repetition strengthens that connection. This improved neuromuscular communication translates into better balance, faster reaction times, and more controlled movement. Another key benefit is how gentle these movements are on the joints. Many seniors avoid exercise because they're afraid it will hurt their knees or hips, and they're right to be cautious, especially if they're dealing with arthritis, inflammation, or cartilage loss. Bed exercises allow the muscles to work without the compression forces of gravity pushing down on the joints. This means the body can strengthen the surrounding muscles without irritating the joints themselves. Over time, stronger muscles provide natural support for the joints, reducing pain and making daily mobility easier. These exercises also help reduce stiffness, which is one of the biggest barriers to movement in seniors. Stiffness doesn't just come from aging, it comes from lack of movement, poor blood flow, and tight muscles that haven't been stretched or activated. When you perform slow, deliberate movements in bed, you're gradually lubricating the joints, warming the tissues, and increasing flexibility. This results in smoother, more comfortable movement throughout the day. Many people notice that after a week of consistent bed exercises, getting out of bed becomes easier, walking feels smoother, and tightness decreases significantly. Another important factor is safety. Seniors often fear falling, and this fear alone prevents them from being active. When you exercise in bed, that fear disappears. You're supported, stable, and comfortable. You can move freely without worrying about losing balance. This makes it easier to stick with the routine, and consistency is what creates real change. Even 3 to 5 minutes per day can stimulate muscle activation in a way that is completely safe yet deeply effective. These exercises also encourage better breathing patterns. When you move slowly and intentionally, your breathing becomes more controlled. Better breathing increases oxygen flow, which benefits both muscles and the brain. Many seniors underestimate how much oxygen levels influence energy, balance, and clarity. Small, controlled movements allow you to pair breathing with muscle activation, creating a more relaxed yet energized sensation. This improves the overall quality of movement and supports mental focus. Another overlooked benefit is how these exercises influence posture. Many seniors develop forward-leaning posture due to weakened hips, tight hamstrings, and inactive glutes. Simple leg movements help restore balance between muscle groups, allowing the body to stand taller and straighter. Better posture reduces back pain, improves lung capacity, and enhances confidence. The simplicity of these movements is what makes them sustainable. There's no equipment, no gym membership, no complicated instructions. You can do them first thing in the morning, before standing up, or repeat them before bed to relax and warm the legs. This flexibility means you're far more likely to keep doing them, and that consistency gradually transforms the legs from weak and stiff to strong, coordinated, and responsive. By waking up dormant muscle fibers through slow, focused movements, you're essentially teaching the body how to function more efficiently again. Circulation improves, strength increases, balance stabilizes, and mobility becomes smoother. The combination of ankle pumps, heel slides, and leg lifts forms a simple but powerful routine that supports independence, confidence, and everyday movement in ways that high-impact exercises or long walks simply can't provide. By strengthening the calves, hamstrings, thighs, and glutes right from the bed, seniors can dramatically change the way their bodies move, react, and support them throughout the day. These 4 muscle groups are the foundation of stability, balance, and mobility, especially for anyone over 70. When they weaken, everything becomes harder: standing up, walking, climbing stairs, and even maintaining proper posture. The good news is that these muscles respond extremely well to low-impact, controlled movements that can be done without leaving the bed. In fact, bed exercises often make strengthening safer and more effective because the body feels relaxed, supported, and free of the fear of falling. The calves play a much bigger role than most people realize. They're not just for walking, they act as a natural pump for circulation, pushing blood back toward the heart. When the calves weaken, blood flow slows down. Legs can feel heavy, swollen, or cold. Steps become shorter and balance becomes less stable. Even standing for a few minutes can feel tiring. Bed exercises that activate the calves, like ankle pumps or gentle circles, wake up these muscles without strain. This helps improve circulation, reduces stiffness, and brings a sense of warmth back to the lower legs. Stronger calves also make it easier to take steady, confident steps, which is one of the most important factors in fall prevention. The hamstrings, located along the back of the thighs, are another crucial muscle group that often weakens with age. They are responsible for bending the knee and supporting hip movement. When hamstrings are tight or weak, walking becomes more difficult, and the knees can start absorbing too much pressure. Many seniors don't realize how much of their mobility depends on having flexible, responsive hamstrings. Bed exercises like slow heel slides allow these muscles to move through their natural range without pain or strain. This not only strengthens the hamstrings, but also helps them work more efficiently with the hips and lower back. Once the hamstrings start functioning better, the entire chain of movement becomes smoother and more stable. The thighs, especially the quadriceps, are key for standing, getting in and out of chairs, and keeping the knees stable. Weak thighs are one of the biggest contributors to falls. When these muscles don't engage properly, the knees wobble, the legs fatigue quickly, and every movement feels heavier. Gentle leg lifts in bed activate the quadriceps in a controlled way. Because the mattress supports the body, the focus stays on the muscle itself, not on carrying body weight. This makes it easier to build strength safely. Over time, stronger thighs help improve posture, support the knees, and reduce pressure on the joints. Many seniors report that daily activities like walking across a room or climbing a small step become noticeably easier once the thighs start firing again. Then there are the glutes, which are often the most neglected muscles in older adults. The glutes determine how well you stand, how steady you feel, and how much power your legs can generate. When these muscles weaken, people tend to lean forward, shuffling replaces walking, and balance becomes unpredictable. Even minor slopes or uneven surfaces start to feel risky. Gentle glute squeezes in bed are one of the safest ways to reactivate this muscle group. It's a simple motion, but it trains the brain and the body to reconnect with the muscles that provide the most stability. As the glutes strengthen, posture improves, walking becomes more natural, and the entire lower body feels more supported. What makes bed exercises so effective is the combination of safety and targeted engagement. Seniors don't have to worry about standing too long, losing balance, or overloading the joints. The body stays supported, which allows the nervous system to relax, and when the nervous system is calm, the muscles respond better. This gentle environment makes it easier for seniors to activate smaller stabilizer muscles that often get ignored during regular walking or standing exercises. Activating these smaller muscles is essential for improving balance because they help control fine movements and adjustments that keep a person steady on their feet. Another important aspect is how these exercises reduce joint pressure. Many seniors deal with arthritis or stiffness in the knees and hips. Traditional standing exercises can aggravate these areas, causing pain or inflammation. But when the joints are offloaded while lying down, the muscles can strengthen without grinding or compression. Over time, stronger muscles provide better support to the joints, making them feel more stable and less painful. This creates a positive cycle where movement becomes more comfortable, and because movement is more comfortable, seniors become more active. Bed exercises also help retrain the nervous system. With age, the brain can lose some of its quick communication with the muscles. This doesn't mean the muscles are gone. It just means the connection has weakened. Slow, repetitive bed movements rebuild that communication. Each movement sends signals from the brain to the legs, reminding the body how to move efficiently. This is one of the reasons seniors often feel more coordinated after just a week or two of consistent bed exercise. The body is remembering how to function smoothly. Another major benefit is enhanced confidence. Many seniors become hesitant with movement because they fear slipping or falling. This fear causes them to move stiffly and cautiously, which ironically increases the chance of imbalance. Bed exercises eliminate that fear, allowing the mind and body to focus solely on strengthening. When seniors feel themselves becoming stronger without pain or anxiety, their confidence rises, and confidence alone has a huge impact on mobility and independence. Strengthening these major muscle groups also makes daily routines easier. Getting out of bed, standing up from a chair, lifting the legs into a car, walking to the kitchen, and even maintaining posture during conversation, all of these depend on calves, hamstrings, thighs, and glutes working together. Bed exercises help bring back the harmony between these muscles. When the legs begin to function as a unified system rather than isolated weak parts, the whole body feels more balanced and capable. Another advantage is the accessibility. There's no equipment required, no gym needed, no complicated instructions to remember. Seniors can perform these exercises first thing in the morning to loosen the joints and activate their muscles before standing up. Or they can do them before bed to relax the legs and improve circulation. Because the exercises are simple and gentle, they can be repeated daily without risk of overuse. When seniors consistently strengthen these four key muscle groups, they reduce fall risk significantly. Falls are one of the most common and dangerous problems for people over 70. Stronger legs act like a natural stabilizing system. Even if someone slips slightly, stronger muscles help the body recover and regain balance. This protection is priceless because it preserves independence and quality of life. These bed exercises create a powerful foundation for mobility, confidence, and daily function. They activate muscles that walking alone often can't reach. They restore communication between the brain and body. They reduce joint strain, improve circulation, and bring back the smoothness of movement that many seniors haven't felt in years. By working calves, hamstrings, thighs, and glutes directly from the comfort of a bed, seniors can regain mobility, reduce their risk of falling, and feel stronger and more capable in their everyday life.